Hello, everyone. Mark here. Mark's Max Muscle. And Samson Dauda versus Derek Lunsford is always an interesting prospect. And now, with Nick Walker dropping out of the 2024 Mr. Olympia event, I figured now is definitely the time to take a closer look at Samson Dauda versus Derek Lunsford. Because you know what? After this Tsunami Cup, I think the gap between these two is most certainly lessening and lessening. And like I said, with Nick Walker gone, it is definitely a possibility he is defeating Derek Lunsford in this front double bicep pose, I would suggest. Now the question is, was he always defeating Derek Lunsford in this front double bicep pose? There is absolutely a noticeable difference of Samson Dauda. Now look at this. Look at the quads and look at the midsection. Mostly the midsection. Now bring on his recent version, and I am, to be honest with you, Diane, I am surprised. I mean, he looked good. He looked good. Don't get me wrong, but no, I think he's a whole heck of a lot better. So the front double bicep pose might have been a debate at the Olympia. I think it was. Derek he's pretty good in that pose, I would suggest. But here, Samson's condition seems to be a whole lot better. Better than Derek's? Well, you'd have to have the same lighting, things of that nature to really make it at least an educated decision on it. But hey, if I had to guess, yeah, Samson is going to defeat Derek Lunsford in the front double bicep pose. In my opinion. I mean, Derek, he has pretty good upper body. You look at the vacuum and the lats. Arms, I think it's the lower half. The proportions of Samson that gets it for me. Now for this one, we're going to have a little fun. We'll play a little game called Then and Now. Now bring on then. This is them at the Olympia. And I swear to God, Derek takes a lot of heat in this front lat spread. But you know what? The detail of that upper body, it is probably better than Samson's. Again, it's an uphill battle, structurally speaking, for Derek. Samson has those great, big, long, luxurious quads, and they're filled out too. So, midsection a little bit smooth on Samson's part. And if you think I'm being rude, bring on the Tsunami. Wow, what a difference, Samson Dauda. I love the Tsunami Cup version. Not much good footage of it, so you take what you can get. Now look at the midsections between Derek and Samson. It's a little closer, separation in the pecs, things of that nature. Derek, still gut and wide. That sounds like a German name. Gut and wide. My name is Gut and wide. Gilkin Gaines. Anyway, that would be the Irish version of it. So Samson, structurally speaking, pushes him to an edge over Derek Lunsford in the two front shots. But remember, guys, it was not a brutal beating, so it's not 2-0. It's close. It's close heading into the side. Now here is another one. Could go either way. And at the Olympia, it was probably leaning more towards Derek. Looks a little fuller in that upper body, and I don't see a whole lot more type of separation on Samson than you do for your Derek Lunsford. Samson, he has those quads. You got to give him that. Now, if I had one criticism on Samson here, he's not opening up. You got to open up, and then you'll show them, every one of them, even especially the judges, the other ones, to do it. Now, so yeah, I mean, Derek, upper body looks a little fuller, a little grainier maybe, hard to say. Now, here's the difference. The Tsunami Cup. Wow, Samson. I think this is his best version. I would absolutely suggest. I'm not quite certain, but I would suggest that you can see separation in the abs. Right away, he is more separated looking than Derek, where he wasn't at the Olympia. So guys, this is exciting. I mean, yes, Nick Walker's gone, but Samson Dauda, he is back on the menu. Here, here's the side tricep. Might be on the menu, but I think Hattie Shupin is the main course. And when it comes to Derek Lunsford, when he wants the food, it's there. Side tricep again, close at the Olympia. Samson, obviously bigger, robust, very robust. Isn't he? Voluptuous almost. Is he? Nom sing. Midsections, in both cases, not the best. And when all things are created equal, I mean, yeah, you're going to go with the bigger dude, the more robust. Here's the Tsunami Cup. The midsection looks better. Midsection looks better. He doesn't look as poignant. No, not poignant. Robust. It doesn't look as voluptuous. Samson. But he still looks very crisp, and maybe even more conditioned is he than he was at the Olympia. So Derek Lunsford, if he does not improve, I'm not saying he's going to look the same. You know what I'm saying? Song sing. Is that too many some sayings? You can't know what I'm sayings now? That is a J-Rock bit, And when I say no I'm saying, I'm stealing that from J-Rock. I'm honoring him. That's what I do. I'm like one of those mockingbirds. Wow, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And here's the Tominators. YouTube. That was one of my favorite ones. Now, foolishness. Go to the back shots. A place where Derek Lunsford, let's face it, he feels at home. He is a much smaller man. You can see that. It's obvious. And his back's about the same size. So that doesn't it doesn't go very well for Samson Dauda. He needs to present a lot bigger of a back. His condition, he's not as shredded to the diced in the glutes, you can see that. But is he far off? He doesn't have glutes anyway, but he has hamstrings up the yin-yang, I can tell you that. For free. Now, how can Samson utilize all those victories he was getting the side and the back, or the side and the front? Well, he can bring on the back. And if you will look for just 1 second, he is much wider than Derek. Makes Derek look puny. Now here's where I have to be honest. Mark's Max Muscle. Hi everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle. I do these picture comparisons, totally oblivious that the angle is way off. Actually, I'm not. I mention it when it is way off. And these Tsunami Cup pictures, not all of them, but some of them, in particular this one, you can see the ground there. You can tell that the camera's too high, and it makes him look a little bit wider than he actually is, I would suggest. So I don't know if he's going to be that good compared to Derek. But I think he is going to be a whole lot better than he was at the Olympia. I can tell you that. And traditionally, he does get better as he competes. That's the rear lat. Here is the rear double. And will Derek Lunsford be in trouble against Samson this year? Well, he sure wasn't last year, I don't think. You could see Derek's wider, like he was in the rear lat. And he's a much smaller guy, so it's got more impact. The lower half appears to be much drier. Samson, I'm not asking him to be as peeled. I just want him to be more peeled. It's where you can at least see the glutes and things of that nature, but I guess that's just wishful thinking. Or is it? Ladies and gentlemen, take a look, if you will. I see a couple of striations in Samson's badonk-a-donk. So he's more impressive, guys. So if people were thinking last year, geez, Derek could be in trouble against Samson, and I was thinking that during some shots, and in the finals, of course, Derek got even better. So, having said that, this year will be a different story, and I could be wrong on this one. But I think when Nick dropped out of the Olympia, it may have lit a little fire in Samson's belly from Trump, Donald Trump. Best president ever. Here's the abs and thigh. And this is before. and I had a little bit of a debate with my fellow YouTubers, namely Dylan, over there at Project Bodybuilding. He was imagining a world without a vacuum for poor Derek. So we are rendered to using just his abs. And I suggested, well, Derek's still probably beating Samson, and I was laughed off the stage. They double, triple teamed me. There's no way. Well, gee, I don't know. You take a look here. I wouldn't say Samson's beating Derek. I wouldn't say Samson's grey big old Cassis belly's beating Derek's not very good midsection at all either. But if you will, answer me this. Who has the much, much better V-taper? I think Derek does. So if you ask me, no, Samson's not beating Derek, and Derek's probably not beating Samson. None of them are really winning. If you put a gun against my belongings, my TV or something, not against me, I wouldn't want that. No, I don't really want to think about that. But I would suggest that Derek might even beat Samson in the abs and thigh. Here's the Tsunami Cup. What do you think now? You see, with that little difference, the midsection's a little bit more separated, and that's all I asked. That's all I asked. Samson has all the muscle in the world. Don't try to push that size. Go in what you're doing here at the Tsunami Cup. More peeled, more shredded, and you're going to beat Derek. Not Eric. Derek Lunsford in the abs and thigh, I would suggest. So yeah, it was close at the Olympia. Dylan, you son of a... Here's the most muscular. Yet another one that should go to Samson Dauda. By all rights, he should win this pose, as well as a lot of the other ones. He's bigger, structure, size of the arms, delts, even the wheels look better than Derek's from the front. But look at his belly. It's huge. And that was like the abs and thigh. It wasn't so much the separation. He does have some separation, but it's just too full. You know what happens to me when I eat oatmeal? For some reason, my stomach expands. Maybe there's something that he's eating that makes his stomach expand. I don't know. Maybe it's insulin. I don't know. All I know is Derek, when you do a side-by-side here, I can't unsee that grey big midsection. Now let's have a tsunami. Here's a tsunami. Look at the midsection. Not as big and round. He has maybe more separation as well. Like I said, in the abs and thigh, not so much the separation, but the thickness of the belly makes everything else look a whole lot bigger. And it is. His arms and delts, they do look a lot bigger. And look at little Derek beside him. When you throw on some more separation, Samson Dauda, he comes out very impressive. So, this is interesting. I might suggest to people, maybe throw in Samson Dauda as a dark horse pick for the Mr. Olympia title, not to get in there. Usually I pick a dark horse to maybe do a lot better at the Olympia. But this is an actual to win the title. I honestly think that Samson Dauda, if he maintains this position that he's in here, his physique, obviously I'm not going to go through he needs a little drier, you know what I'm saying. And Derek's going to need to bring this same little soft in the midsection version. A little soft. But his belly was no worse than Samson's at the Olympia. They were pretty much on par on that aspect. So those of you dissing Brother Derek, hallelujah, on his midsection, I guess you're not going to diss a guy that plays third, are you? It's just unbecoming. Let me know. Does Samson have a real shot at this one? Am I blowing this one way out of proportion? I really think he does. I really think he does have a chance here. But absolutely, he's going to get third. At the very least. Could even defeat Hattie. Don't want to get him going, though. And that does it for this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, even the in-betweeners with wieners, let me know in the comments section below. Who's going to win come Olympia time? Still Derek? Still Hattie? Or does Samson have a chance?